a weight loss method that is practical, powerful, and natural. So I've been in the weight loss industry for a long time, for decades, because I used to suffer with um, um, obesity, excessive weight, and it had been a challenge in my life in the past where my waist size was 46 inches for a long time. And of course, in kg, I was over 100 kg. I don't know how much that is in pounds. And I'm only 5 foot 8 inches. So that's a lot of weight. It's well over 200 pounds, I think, for someone who's only 5 foot 8 inches or 1.74 centimeters tall. And of course, I lost most of the weight and experimenting with different types of diet and different types of foods, over the decades. And recently, I've been experimenting with with a food from a different region, and I found it very powerful. That despite me eating the same quantities as how I normally eat, but it made me to gain a lot of weight suddenly. The only difference was it came from a different region. Same food, same quantity, but maybe slightly more. But the rate at which I gained the weight was in the last 3 months. This is very recent. Last 3 months, I gained 3 inches and probably about 15 kg in just 3 months. Right? That's like, and I know how to lose a weight, and it's a very simple. I adapted it because I'm struggling with it, and I kept my weight off. I lost my weight, I think, about 20 years ago, from a 46-inch waist and down to that time was 34 inches, and about I think 10 years later, I dropped down to 30 inches. And then the last 2 years, I managed to come down to 28 inches, right? It's practicing because everyone wants to, do shredding and losing weight. But I wanted to find natural methods that work and it's easy and it's practical and also powerful without having to buy all the shakes and tablets. Oh, no, I'm not talking anything against them. I mean, they work, right? But not everyone can afford that, right? So I want to discuss that, in this video today. For those of you who like the contents of my videos, please also like and subscribe to my channel. This is going to greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people. And one optional extra favor, if you could drop a comment and share it with just one other person or your favorite social media channel, I would very highly appreciate that. But more importantly, I want to thank each and every one of you for your precious time that you are spending in watching my videos. I know how precious your time is and how difficult, content creators, find it to be able to, get the message across, to the people. And by you just watching, I very highly appreciate that. And thank you. A very big thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. So those of you who don't know me, I am Osman. I'm hashtag the blind Muslim yogi. I am a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. Amazing offer, 10-minute anxiety fix for just $5, delivered to you instantly, telepathically, globally, and pay only after you are satisfied. That goes for all my protocols. For contact information, visit my website, yogawellness786.com. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. In that period, studied under various amazing masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, the West, including the scientific communities. And basically, I took the best of all what I studied and created my own unique combined protocols adapted for the 21st century, and basically making them quicker, faster, more time efficient, and results oriented. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries. And my favorite protocol is my 5 minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, and where you can get more information about my services. Also, remember my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So, coming very quickly to to my story, in the last 3 months, I said I gained like 15 kg. I mean, I haven't weighed myself. I'm blind. I can't see the scale, and I'm going to call someone, to come weigh me and so forth, because people don't have time for a blind guy, and I like to be, private. I need a proper type of scale that can be audible, hopefully, or maybe I'll take a photo, with my camera using my app Seeing Eye, stand on a scale. I don't even have traveling so much. I can't carry my scales everywhere because we're restricted to luggage when you're traveling internationally, all the time. I have to keep buying scales and weight equipment and so many things, when you land in another place. But I gained. I mean, I was 28 inches for the better part of this year, having successfully found a way to reduce my weight from 30 inches to 28 inches, very practically. And then experimenting with a new diet, just the location was changed. And the difference was that this is a high rainfall region, and it's not being so, which means the food or the plants that are growing in this region that are sold commercially in this region is not necessarily being watered too much by artificial methods, by tap water, but by rain. There's so much of rain, right? There's a very minimal requirement, for external water. And there's a big difference between using tap water and rainwater, where when I lived in a very dry area, in the winter, the frost kills all the grass. So the grass, after winter, is all yellow. So we put in topsoil and fertilizer and wait for the rains to start. But we already start our sprinkler system every day, right? Got the sprinkler system on and struggling to get the grass to grow again. There comes the first rain, just for maybe a 20-minute, 30-minute shower. Immediately, within 30 minutes after the shower, we see everyone's lawn is green when you're driving past. It magically turns green just with the rainwater. But yet, I mean, every day we're watering it for 1 hour, 2 hours, right? And a 15, 20-minute shower, this comes, boom, turns it green because it's got the life force energy in the rainwater, right? Because I'm from the spirituality perspective, energy healer, believe in, the inherent chi energy or prana energy, in rainwater, in flowing rivers, in trees, in the soil, in the sea, from the sunlight, right? You get this, you capture this natural energy. Big difference. I just because I was eating actually, like what I'm normally eating, practically, and gained within 3 months about, I say approx, because I gained 3 inches, right? I was a 28 inch, now gone to 31 inch. I mean, you can see the stomach when I'm doing Paschimottanasana, the head to knee posture. Suddenly I'm feeling there's something there, right, between my stomach and my thighs. It was a gap before. Now there's no longer the gap, you know and but I know how to lose weight very easily and quickly, and I thought I'd share that. It's based on the keto diet, but the keto diet is not very easy to follow, right? Very few people can do that. Intermittent fasting, oh my god, that is so hard, right? I mean, there are people who do it and it's very healthy, but I'm saying we're talking about 99.99% of us. I mean, it's not easy for us, right? Me included, right? I don't know how I am Muslim for Ramadan month. I always think it's one of the miracles of that fasting month, how I'm able to fast that month. But other than that, it's not easy, right? Intermittent fasting, and also it's very expensive to buy the meal replacement, products and so forth, the weight loss products, and getting into the discipline of exercising is, everyone knows this is important, and but how many people take gym contracts and maintain it? right? I mean, discipline few, right? That's 0.001%. That's discipline in the gym and discipline your daily exercise and so forth. Good for you. But I mean, I'm disciplined in my yoga practice, but not that disciplined, right? Um, all the time. So, and of course, yoga is not designed to be a weight loss type. It's more flexibility and stretching and empowering your internal energy centers. The main thing is to empower and balance your internal energies, because energy becomes imbalanced when you meditate too much, and it stores in certain pockets in the body, and you need to balance it throughout the body. That's the main purposes of hatha yoga, and also to balance all your chakras and prepare for and help to make the pathway of the Kundalini awakening smooth and easy, so you don't have the adverse effects of Kundalini awakening. And me, I never had adverse effect. Whenever I had, originally when I had the Kundalini awakenings, in my life, I just say stop, stop, because it's like overpowering it, like as soon as I say stop, stop, within seconds, immediately it stopped. And now I learn how to, raise it and increase it in increments. And that's what I teach my students, to very safely awaken and safely raise it. So I'm teaching now for 44 years, and I'm fortunate that I never had a negative incident in terms of accident, physical injury, in any of my yoga classes that I teach, and no any adverse effects, in terms of Kundalini awakening and so forth, in the spirituality sides, in my advanced meditation and yoga and breathwork practices and all that, right? In 44 years yet, right? Um, I haven't had it yet. So, but I'm practicing, these things more like a flexibility, and it's not designed for weight loss. It does help your mind, your willpower in some way, indirectly, and so forth. But the physical, you need like, cardiovascular training as well as strength training, right? Like endurance and strength, right? You need these two. And endurance is especially when you bring your heart rate to 120 beats per minute. Just while we're at it, I know it's not an exercise video. I'm not an expert in exercise, but I'm an expert in losing, in being overweight and losing my weight and keeping it off, right? In my personal life, right? In my body, I'm expert in that. And if you keep it at, train not too intensely, because too intense is a heart rate, your heart work, cardiovascular workout, but not fat burning. Fat burning is at 120 beats per minute. 160 beats per minute is for cardiovascular workout, right? And intensity training, right? Making, going intensive, like, with your fitness levels and so forth, right? So, I mean, everyone has smart watches and smart devices, and even the gyms have, sensors you can check. It's not so difficult to know what's your heart rate and to monitor that so that you're working smarter. So, what is 120 beats per minute? Walking at a level where you not casually walking, you're walking at a faster pace, but not so fast that you're getting out of breath. You must be able to answer a call and be able to speak on the phone, like lightly out of breath, right? So the pick up your mobile and answer a call and be able to talk, have a conversation, right? Slightly out of breath, but you can have a conversation. That is approximately 120 beats per minute, right? So if you can't afford, you know, um, a smartwatch right now and so forth. So from the diet perspective, the diet is exercise is important, yes, but it's 20% of your weight loss, in my opinion, and from what I learned about weight loss. And I've learned from so many angles, and different people have different opinions. But my conclusion, I believe in the part that 20% is exercise, 80% is diet, right? So the diet is important, and the ketogenic diet is very difficult. But based on that principles, there are certain things in food. Because when I went on the Brooke Goldner protocol, Dr. Brooke Goldner, you can search her online. Is basically green smoothies. Um, blending a pound of cruciferous vegetable, or 450 grams of cruciferous vegetables, um, with a handful or half a cup of flax seeds or chia seeds, and top it up with water, and 25% in volume of fruit for flavor. They use mango, pineapple, or banana, which is very flavorful. 25% in volume, but I prefer orange and lemon. I put one orange with the peel, cut it up, of course, and one lemon with the peel, right? Because 50% of the vitamin C is in the peel, and citrus fruit is very high up on on health benefits compared to other fruits. The only other fruit which is far greater than citrus fruit is the berries, especially blueberries, right? It's the number one food item you could ever consume across the board. So I'm not telling you to go buy berries and so, because I know blueberries are very expensive and so forth, right? And there's a financial pandemic currently, right? 99% of the people are broke and struggling, right? So I'm here to reduce your cost, not increase your cost. So I found that the amazing secret was the keto based diet, but it's not practical. And how can I work around it and work with its benefits and try to meet it halfway? So in keto, like cut the carbs out completely, right? Keeping your carbs to the minimum, right? And of course, it's not science has shown no one can maintain it for more than 12 months. And with weight loss, you want to maintain the lifestyle, right? Because you're going to gain it back. I know how to take off the weight and keep it off. So change your habit. So you don't you. So I want you to still eat everything that you eat, right? Don't cut out. Something is unhealthy. You can think about that later. But for weight loss purposes, stick to it, because it's very hard. Once you dramatically change your diet, your body will resist the weight loss. You need, if you want to change, yes, I want you to remove the harmful things, right? But slowly, step by step, step by step, step by step, right? But first, take the first step for the weight loss part, because there's going to be something, right? There must be some sacrifice. But compared to the other sacrifices, this is a much easier sacrifice. So you must know what parts of your food is causing the weight loss, right? So saturated fats, reduce that to the minimal, right? Keep that. If you love your sausages every day, you want to have sausages and fried, foods and fried stuff, fried in vegetable oils. This is the danger point, right? I cut the oil out completely, right? And I'm not asking you to do that immediately. It's not required, but it's going to help greatly. The two poisons in our diet, just by the way, is the vegetable oils like sunflower oil, canola oil, and so forth. There are healthy oils like olive oil, extra virgin pure olive oil, because the olive oils you get in a bottle, not all is pure. There's a lot of artificial substances there, and it's not very healthy. So you must know the source of where of the bottling, and which company's olive oil that you're buying. But pure, not to go crazy, pure extra virgin, olive oil is healthy. Coconut oil is proven to be extremely healthy, and you get avocado oil and all the other oils, which are very expensive, right? So I mean, if you're rich, I mean, you can go for what you feel, right? You can research that. This is not on oils, and I'm not a nutrition expert, right? I'm just trying to bring something practical. So coming back to the point, the main thing is in the keto is the cut. They remove the carbs, like they remove all breads, all sugars, and all starchy things like potatoes. Like generally GPS, they take out grains, potatoes, and sugar. These three things they cut out, right? So, the poison is grains, potatoes, and sugar. If you cut sugar completely out, sugar, I have to explain something, is more addictive than cocaine. You're going to have withdrawal symptoms. You're going to go into low sugar, you're going to go into shakes and everything, right? And you're going to have a very unpleasant experience. Don't do it, right? You can reduce it, but don't cut it out. But just cut out. What I did first time to lose my weight, I said, I'll just make sure I have my 3 meals a day, right? And I will not have the unhealthy, I'll cut out the unhealthy snacks that I know is causing weight gain, like chocolates and sugary soft drinks and cakes and crisps and Lay's chips and Pringles and I used to love that. I used to buy in because fortunately I had never ran short of having money for any type of food that I wanted. Always had the best of food. I was fortunate for that and made myself overweight, right? 46 inches and over 200 pounds, being just 5 foot 8 inches. And so what I did was first cut these things off. And I said, I'll eat my normal food. I'm not going to go into any crazy diet to just do that. This is step one. Only do that as step one, right? Eat your normal food. And I said, I will eat a full plate of food. I'm not going to cut my food down to less and all that. No, I'll just eat a full plate of food and I'll enjoy that food. And what I normally eat, I'm not, don't tell me cut this out and cut that out. No, no, but cut all the snacking out completely, cold turkey, right? Only that. And eat normal, right? If you're feeling hungry, in between, have a meal, have a sandwich, right? Or space your meals out, but have your normal meals, right? Just cut that and do that only for 3 to 6 months. Man, you're going to see if you cut the sugary drinks out, right? And all this thing, that is the number one thing that is going to help you, right? Then if you can do that for 6 months and you're getting to the habit, you got some discipline, now you can reduce in your plate the enemies, which is grains, potatoes, and sugar. Not cut it, reduce it, right? Slowly. So if you like eating a mountain of rice, have a hill of rice. Don't cut it down, right? Have a hill of rice. Or if you used to having a half a loaf of bread, right? Or a whole loaf of bread, right? Maybe you got a good appetite. A whole loaf. And I could eat a whole loaf of bread, by the way, with meat and everything in it, right? Full, right? I can finish a whole loaf, right? That 720 grams loaf, right? The proper loaf of bread. I was able to finish it. Someone said they want to see me finish it. And I finished it in their presence. I was a bit full, but I was okay. I wasn't struggling to breathe or anything, right? So no wonder I was that overweight, right? And start cutting those slowly, right? Over 3 months increment. Why I'm saying slowly? Yes, I know you may have the discipline, go faster, but if you shock your body will resist. It will not work. You will gain weight. If you put your body on, you must do it very mildly and lightly. Your body must almost not notice it. Yes, your brain notices it, your eye, but your body must not notice it, right? So you go on a sliding scale on the things, GPS, grains, potatoes, and anything with sugar in it, right? Start declining it. So even if you can't completely stay out of, the snacks, as I mentioned, the first 6 months cold turkey, start decreasing it first in a sliding scale every 3 months. Work on a 90-day program. Okay, I'm normally having, um, 2 liters of Coke every day. I'm going to have, now 3/4 of a liter and quarter liter water, right, for 3 months. And then the next 3 months, I'm going to have half liter of Coke. I mean, half of a 2 liter, 1 liter of Coke and 1 liter water. And then the next 3 months, 500 and so forth, gradually, introduce water. Water is amazing. I had a friend who just said, he said, not cutting out anything. All he's doing is he's going to just drink 2 liters of water every day. That is the priority. Whether you're drinking coffee, tea, sugary drink, you don't care. But first drink the 2 liters of water and drink whatever else. But first finish the 2 liters. And not try to finish it one shot. Drink it, sip it throughout the day because you want to lose weight. You're doing something, right? You have to have some sacrifices. And in between, you need your Coke, have your Coke. But come hell or high water during the course of the day, from beginning to end, from sunrise to sun, from the time you wake up to sunset, you're gonna depends what time is sunset in your country. Let's say till about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. till 7 p.m. drink water. Make sure you finish 2 liters, from the time you wake up from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on average, right? And then after 7 p.m., why I'm saying is cut the liquids because you don't want to be running to the toilet all night, right? Control that. So that also will help you to lose weight. So usually in a 6 month period, a friend of mine who did only the water, added, extra water to his diet only, right? He lost 10 kgs within a 6 month period. This is amazing. This is amazing, right? So I know you need to lose 100 kgs or 50 kgs or whatever it is, right? Or 25 kgs. In my case, I lost 25 kgs, right? Uh, you know, uh, uh, in a 6 month period, right? But I added walking exercise in the morning, right? Because I want to lose weight. Not everyone can afford walking or do skipping inside your house, right? If you can't go outdoors, it's too cold or something. But as soon as you wake up, you must do that. If you can afford a treadmill or a bicycle, in your home, that is good. But you can do skipping. Skipping rope is easy, right? Get the rope, not the plastic rope, because when you miss, when you're not used to skipping, it stings your feet or your legs, your shins. It's very painful, right? The proper like nylon rope, it's very gentle when you miss your skip. Then you get used to skipping. Skipping is so amazing. You can just do 50 skips and walk, pace up and down till you get your breath back and do 10 sets of that, right? 50-50, and slowly as you're becoming fit, increase it gradually to 200, right? And 10 sets of that, right? And do 200 pace, but start with 50, right? And do 10 sets of that, right? And pace in between till you get your breath back and do a next 50, space up and down till you get your breath back. Another one, just keep moving, right? And this will be an amazing exercise, but do it early morning. There was a professor of a medical university that um, I had a friendly, chat with once. Yes, I was in medical university as well, but were not very friendly, right? I mean, I could have approached them, but I met this person in casual conversation. He says the difference between exercising in the evening and exercise in the morning, someone who's going to the gym 2 hours in the evening and someone who's just going for a walk for 20 to 40 minutes in the morning will be more effective in weight loss than someone going full out 2 hours in the gym in the evening, because you raise your blood, your heart rate slightly in the morning, and because it's the beginning of your day and you're maintaining that rate throughout the day with your normal activity, right? So it stays on, and it's that sustained slightly higher heart rate that you turned the switch on in the morning that creates a massive improvement in weight loss, right? So I use that strategically, right? I just cut out all the extra sweets and sugary stuff. I said I'll eat my normal meat, normal full plate, but I won't eat second helping and third helping, and I won't go for dessert and all that, right? If I feel I'm very hungry, I'll just make sure the plate is full enough before I start. Because when I finish that plate, I'm not going for more, no matter how I feel. And I added the walking, right, in the morning. I just walk in any direction for 20 minutes and I walk back for 20 minutes, right? Uh, and that I just maintain that every morning. It was easy. I just walk a little bit faster. And in the beginning, I just walked. I didn't worry about the pace and so forth. And slowly, I picked up the pace, and then I was getting fitter and fitter and fitter, and I was losing weight. And then I felt walking was too easy. I wanted to do jogging and so forth. After that, but I stopped myself, but instead I went into yes, resistance training and strength training and all that. Because it's a smart way of exercising. So I like to use smart ways, minimal effort with maximizing the result. So just walking, so it's costing you nothing, right? Cutting the extras is actually saving you money, right? So I'm not causing you any extra money. And then after 6 months, every 3 months, we're going to slowly take out the GPS, grains, potatoes, and sugars. Reduce that, in your plate, and you can increase the vegetable portion or the other portions, right? The protein portions and your salad portions and so forth. But when you're craving in between, I found an amazing snack. It's very fattening, but it's amazing and it works. It is unsalted raw peanuts. Don't go and buy roasted salted peanuts, right? Because the salted peanuts, I tried that. It's very addictive, and you're going to tend to overeat it, and you're going to get fat from it, right? You're going to gain a lot. But the unsalted, you're not so addicted. You'll just have like three palmfuls, in your hand. Actually, according to my professor of nutrition, you should not be having more than a small handful of nuts. 35 grams is the maximum you should be having, right? So we're buying nuts in packets of like 150 grams and 200 grams, and I'm consuming the acid. At least I know I shouldn't be having too much of it, but it's a natural stuff. It doesn't have salt. It's not roasted. It's still got the natural energy in it, and it keeps me full. When I know I'm gonna start to get hungry, don't let your sugar go right low, and then you're gonna go crazy and you're gonna go to the chocolate shop and eat half of Hershey's, right? You're gonna come out and Hershey's gonna be empty, and they're gonna order another truck full of chocolates, right? Don't do that. Don't bring us up. Before you're going to feel hungry. Take these nuts. So I've always got that. I actually got it next to me. Always keep it handy because when I'm creating this video, sometimes, I get hungry. So it's here in my handbag, next to me. I hope I can pull it out without this thing, right? So I keep it in a little. So I buy like 2 kg at a time. Sometimes I buy 10 kg. And then I just, whenever I'm feeling hungry, and then it's like a meal replacement, right? And peanuts is the cheapest nuts. Of course, walnuts are amazing, right? You can afford it, go ahead, right? Peanuts are very cheap, and just to snack in between. So when I'm reducing my meals, and afterwards I'm starting to feel hungry, before the next meal, I just snack on it. Or if I'm feeling like now in the middle of the night, I'm recording the video, I'll go down and raid the fridge. I take a few handful of the nuts, and I'm fine. I'm good until the next meal, right? And especially at night, I'm having my last meal like around 7 p.m. I don't eat later than 7 p.m. And my first meal is around, I would say, around 8:30 a.m. So at least 13 and a half to 14 hours later. So I'm automatically doing my intermittent fasting just at night, sleep. So try to eat your dinner a bit early instead of having it at 8, 9, 10. Some people are having it at midnight, right? 7 p.m. have your dinner, and then eat nothing. Only you can snack. If you feel hungry, snack on your peanut, right? And have your breakfast like around 8, 9 o'clock. Depends on your work schedule, right? What time you have to leave for work and so forth, right? So that's another amazing, thing. That's not very expensive. It's something that you'll have to, and something not you can't find it in supermarkets. I mean, most of the supermarkets don't have this unsalted raw peanuts. I generally have to find it online, a supplier that sells it in bulk, and I buy it in bulk, 5 kg or 10 kg at a time, right? And I get it delivered, from hundreds of kilometers away and so forth. And everything is available online. We are now in 2025. This is the amazing thing, and it's not very expensive for what it's going to do. I think even one replacement shake is 3 times the price of 10 kgs of these nuts, right? The 10 kg will last you 3 months. The meal replacement shake will probably only last you a few days, right? It's 20 meals, I know. 20 meals, if you're going to do it, it'll last you only 10 days. If you replace 2 of your meals with a meal replacement shake, and it costs 3 times 10 kgs of peanut. 10 kgs of peanut is going to last you 3 months or more, maybe 6 months, right? For me, it lasts me around 3 months. And the meal replacement shake, 3 times the price of the 10 kg, lasts me 10 days if I'm going to replace 2 meals and just have one meal, right? So look at how much of money saving ideas I'm giving you. And these things are things that are going to work. So if you into rice and everything, slowly reduce the rice and have the recommended level, like 1 cup of rice in your plate, right? Small cup. Don't get a big humongous cup, a beer mug, and put it, right? A small cup, 250 ml cup. Put it like how they will give you in a hospital, and then have your veggies, and have your salads, and have your protein, right? try to make 70% of your plate, vegan, and 30%, um, meat or chicken, right? I'm currently vegetarian, or 99%, vegan, would say. Of course, occasionally, I mean, um, if there's nothing else available and so forth, I will have, what's there, right? But I know once we ordered a pizza, and a friend of mine ordered it as a gift for me, but it came with a filling, around the crust, filled crust, and the crust was filled with beef sausage. Of course, I'm not going to throw that away, right? So I ate it. So in that was once I ate it, and I also ate a chicken. Once someone bought me a gift, a chicken pizza. They didn't know I'm vegetarian. I didn't want to say no, and they bought it with a can of Coke. And I don't drink sugary drinks at all because I'm very addicted to them. So I can't drink just a little bit, right? I need to drink like 4 or 5 liters of it, I think. I'm maybe exaggerating, but not less than 2 liters, right, a day when I'm into Coke, right? So I stay cold turkey away from it. It's like bad news for me, right? I'm I'm an addict, right? And probably you can relate to that. But I didn't just cut it like that. I went from the sugary one to the diet one. So they gifted me and I ate it, right? So in the last 6 years or so, those were the only 2 times that I had. And then, of course, one time I was trying to see, when I was doing a workout regime with weights, to boost my testosterone production, because the doctor mentioned that you must have for 2 weeks the egg yellow, 12 of that per day, just for 2 weeks. Not, of course, it's going to kill you if you do that forever. And then after that, try to, balance it out, try to have less than that. But if you're working it out, it's going to be amazing. And then I didn't just have the yellow, I had with the egg white, right? So I was having 12 a day, and I had it raw, right? And then sometimes I get, tired of raw because I mix it in my shaker. And when you mix it with, when I was in Turkey, there's like a sour, like a yogurt milk, a yogurt but more fluid yogurt called ayran, right? In South Africa, they call it sour milk, right? Um, or mass, but it's a weakened yogurt, like without sugar, of course, and you put eggs in there. Oh, it tastes amazing, right? Just 3 eggs, in that with a 600 ml shaker. I put in 3 eggs and I top it up, the iron, and shake it up and I drink it. Tastes amazing, You don't get the taste of the eggs and so forth. And 4 of that a day. Of course, I gained the weight like our gain now, right? So I started my new diet. I said, no, no, this is nonsense. I tried to cut my food and I said, no, no, I'll do the diet. And I shaved things up and got my peanuts back on order in line, for snacking whenever I'm hungry. And I cut the carbs right down, to just like a handful, of rice, and that's it. And the rest is this thing. And I'm normally not eating breads and I'm not eating cakes, and I just I'm addicted to biscuits. I just cut the biscuits and all out completely, right? All the sugar, I cut it completely, and I know I will automatically, over the next 3 to 6 months, it will start going, sliding. It just slides off. The weight slides off naturally without you going into much difficulty, and do it gently, step by step. So, hope that information helps you. Take care of yourself always.